A fresh start, a new regime, and for the Las Vegas Raiders, this offseason isn't just about change. It's about proving they're ready to rise. This is the perfect opportunity for the team to show fans that they're building something real, something powerful. And that starts with keeping a close eye on the players who are stepping up. Now, let's get into the action. Starting with the offensive side of the ball, where the competition is already heating up. I've got a top 10 list of Raiders you need to watch during OTAs, starting at number 1, 10, and climbing to the most important defensive player to follow this offseason. But real quick, before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. Bell number 10, Tommy Mellott, a dynamic playmaker with an FCS Heisman on his resume. He's versatile, fast, and dangerous in space. The big question: how will the Raiders use him, especially on special teams? Number 9, DJ Glaze. All eyes are on him at right tackle. It's his job to lose, but don't get it twisted. The pressure is on. Glaze has to prove he can anchor the line and hold off challengers like Alex Kappa and Jordan Meredith. Number 8, Dylan Parham, a contract year, a new coaching staff, and a chance to finally lock in a starting role. Where the Raiders line him up will say a lot about how much faith they still have in him. Number 7, Michael Mayer. Last season felt like a warm-up, but with Brock Bowers now in the mix, Mayer needs to show he's still a key part of this offense. Can both tight ends thrive together? The answer starts here. Number 6, Tree Tucker's speed, agility, and potential. But where does he fit? Will he be used in screens, with the starters, or strictly on special teams? And can he rise above new names like Dante Thornton Jr.? Trey Tucker has talent, no doubt. But talent isn't enough in the NFL. This is his 3rd year, and if he doesn't take a big step forward now, he could get left behind. Now, I've got a question for you, Raider Nation, and it's an important one. Which offensive player are you watching most closely during OTAs? Think about it, because the next question I ask will build on your answer. Let's jump back into our countdown with the top 5 Raiders to watch on offense during OTAs. Number 5, Jack Beck. He dominated rookie minicamp. Seriously, he looked like one of the 2 best players on the field. But can he shine against NFL starters? That's what we need to find out. Number 4, Jakobi Meyers. He's been solid, but now he's chasing a new contract, possibly with 0 guaranteed money. I want to see him on the field, working hard, staying focused, and showing he's still all in. Number 3, Colton Miller. The Raiders need him locked in and locked down. He's a leader, a captain, and part of the long-term core. If both Meyers and Miller are showing up during these voluntary OTAs, that's a great sign. But if one, or worse, both, are missing, that's a red flag. Number 2, Ashton Jeanty. Every time he touches the ball, he makes it look effortless. I want to see how he moves between the tackles. I want to see if he can catch out of the backfield. This guy has star potential, and OTAs are just the beginning. Number 1, Geno Smith. Say what you want, I love this move. Geno brings leadership, accuracy, and a chip on his shoulder. He's the key to the Raiders' success this year. If they make the playoffs, it'll be because of him. Let's flip it to the defensive side of the ball. Now, I know earlier I talked about a bunch of rookies, but honestly, on defense, I'm not watching as many rookies. That doesn't mean they don't matter. They do. But right now, there are too many major storylines with the vets. Before we jump into the top 10, quick challenge for Raider Nation. Subscribe. Watch the show for a week. If you don't learn anything, unsubscribe. But with over 194,000 subscribers, there's a reason this community is growing fast. You'll learn, and yeah, you'll have fun doing it. All right, let's get into it. Top 10 defensive players to watch during OTAs. Number 10, Darnay Holmes. Is he running with the starters in the slot, or not? If he's not, who is? Because whoever takes that job will instantly jump higher on this list. Number 9. Jeremy Chinn. The Raiders brought him in for a reason. Think of him like a Cam Chancellor-type hybrid. Part safety, part linebacker. If used right, he could be a game-changer. And if you remember how dominant Cam was, yeah, you need to keep an eye on Chinn. Number 8. Jakorian Bennett. Last year, he was the best corner the Raiders had. Now, with no Nate Hobbs and no Jack Jones, he's the guy. If Bennett can keep progressing like he did from year 1 to year 2, he could become one of the most underrated corners in the entire NFL. No. 7. Devin White signed on a prove-it deal, just $1.2 million. But don't let the money fool you. The talent is still there. And when Raiders DC Patrick Graham uses the word resurgence, you listen. I'm also watching the whole linebacker room, especially Elandon Roberts. When Roberts first spoke to the media, he looked like a captain, a guy ready to lead. And here's something big. If I had to bet, I'd say Roberts is getting the green dot. The guy calling the plays on defense. That's huge. I want to see Elandon Roberts take control of this defense, because when that man speaks, players listen. Earlier, I asked you a question, and now I'm asking another. Which defensive player are you watching closest at Raiders OTAs? Let me know because there are a lot of names that could make that list. Now, the player I put at number 1 might surprise you. But before we get there, let's count it down. Number 5. Amari Gainer. He's one of several linebackers I've got my eye on. Think about it. Gainer, Tommy Eichenberg, and yes, the Raiders moved on from Amari Burney. But check the pattern here. Linebacker, linebacker, linebacker. That tells you something. This position is still one of the biggest question marks on this roster. And just like linebacker, free safety is another concern. I like Isaiah Pola-Mao, but honestly, I still think the Raiders need to bring in one more guy this offseason at that spot. Number 4. Tyree Wilson. I'm hearing good things. In fact, on May 15th, I was told by a very respected player that Wilson is opening eyes. That's big. We've heard the hype before. Now it's time to see the growth. If he can stay consistent, he's going to be a difference maker. Number 3. Malcolm Koonce. Before his ACL injury, he was having an incredible offseason. And in 2023, 8 sacks in 9 games. If both Koonce and Wilson play to their potential, this might be the best defensive line in the NFL. No. 2. Jakorian Richardson drafted in the 3rd round and already turning heads. How will he stack up against Eric Stokes, against Tyrie Wilson, against Jakorian Bennett? There's a lot of competition, and the coaches love him. Could he become the CB1, or will he slide into that number? 2 spot? We're about to find out. Number 1. Christian Wilkins. This team values the trenches, and Wilkins got paid like it. One of the highest-paid defensive tackles in the league. Yes, there were foot injury rumors, but from what I've heard, he's good to go. Now it's time for him to prove it. He needs to lead. He needs to dominate. And if he does, he'll be wearing the captain's C on his chest this season. He's going to be a huge part of whether this defense flies or flops. Now, I know some of you are thinking, what about Max Crosby? Here's the truth. I didn't put him on the list, not because he's not important, but because I already know what Crosby's going to do. He's the best player on this team. And now, it's his job to help elevate everyone else.